On Your Side I-Team has been looking into high-speed pursuits in and on Cincinnati streets.
Last night at 11, I-Team reporter Craig Cheatham showed us this video. It was from Sharonville.
At speeds up to 120 miles an hour, Sharonville police race after a driver who had been clocked at nearly 100. The Sharonville police review of the chase noted this officer going southbound on I-75 was weaving at 115 miles an hour.
Now tonight we are focusing on one pursuit that officers were not speeding, but the police chief says this one never should have happened. Craig is joining us now. Walk us through this, Craig.
Well, Tanya, the pursuit happened in the early hours of New Year's Eve just outside of Delhi Township. The suspect was charged, but after reviewing the evidence, the Delhi Township Police Chief said that this shouldn't be prosecuted, and he asked the prosecutor's office to dismiss the charge. Delhi Township Officer Matt Coldiron said he followed the car because the driver swerved within her lane, which is not a traffic violation.
Possible drinking under the influence, operating under influence, possible texting, possible playing with the radio.
Or possible nothing.
Possible nothing.
But despite those arguments, Delhi Township Police Chief Jim Howarth says the pursuit did violate department policy because it started outside of their jurisdiction.
We felt like, we're not comfortable with this. This should have never happened.
We have a vehicle refusing to stop.
Officer Coldiron said the pursuit began after he learned the owner of the vehicle had a suspended license. The driver, college student Deja Elsie, was alone in her mother's car. Elsie did not have a suspended license. She didn't stop right away, she says, because she couldn't find a safe place to pull over.
Step out for me.
Coldiron ordered her out of the car, where she was surrounded by officers with guns who appeared on the dash cam video after she was handcuffed and put in Coldiron's car.
Why didn't you stop?
I couldn't find anywhere to stop at.
A second Delhi Township officer asked Coldiron why he pursued her.
The whole reason I flipped on her is because I thought I had an OVI because she was like swerving in her lane, but it wasn't like going over or anything.
Yeah,
and then I ran the tag, ended up running it through Ohio, found that the owner of the vehicle was suspended.
After that, Officer Coldiron talks with Deja Elsie.
I'm going to cite you for disobeying a lawful order. Instead of taking you to jail for leading me on a little, I wouldn't say a pursuit or a chase, but you didn't pull over right away.
Earlier, Coldiron said he pursued her because he thought it was an OVI. A few minutes later, he gives a different reason.
My next question is, I guess I can just fight her for disobeying and nothing else, right? Because, like I said, the whole reason for the stop is because she matched the description of somebody that was suspended. So that was my reason for stopping her. Well, it's not her that's suspended. She does have a valid driver's license. We've been trying to get out of the way and figure out.
It sounded like he didn't even know what to charge her with.
Right. I mean, I knew, I'm confident he knew he could do something for failing to stop for him.
Deja Elsie was handcuffed for 15 minutes before she was released.
I definitely could take you to jail.
Are you comfortable with the way it was handled after the car was stopped?
Yes, I am.
Officer Coldiron received a written reprimand for his actions. It was the third time in 2 years he had violated Delhi Township's pursuit policy. Does that indicate that he doesn't recognize the significance of these situations?
Now he does.
Because Officer Coldiron received a written reprimand, we were able to easily find the case and include it in our investigation. Last night, we examined high-speed pursuits by Sharonville officers who were not disciplined, even though dash camera videos show very high-risk maneuvers, including one officer driving 100 miles an hour as he used the shoulder of an interstate to pass traffic.
Now, Craig, over the last 6 months, you have reviewed thousands of documents and disciplinary cases involving a number of officers. What have you truly learned through this process?
But the biggest thing that stands out to me is the differences. The difference from one department to another. One department can have a strict policy and will be more likely to hold officers accountable if they make mistakes, especially if they have misconduct as part of the investigation. Another thing that jumps out at me is how lenient some departments are. And in fact, we found police departments that haven't disciplined their officers for anything going back years, and some departments that haven't investigated allegations that were made against those officers. And we'll have more on that story coming up Tuesday night at 11.
All right, we will look forward to that, Craig, and all of your work. Thank you. And you can watch Craig Cheatham's entire video, read about this 6-month-long I-Team investigation and why we are doing this. It's all right now on WCPO.com.